Hello, everyone, for Channel 6 TV Community Focus. I'm Dennis George, and we're at Marion County High School today, and I'm joined by, to my left, Caroline Reed, to my right, Sophie Clark. These two young ladies have been accepted to the very prestigious Governor Scholar Program this summer. So, Sophie, first of all, congratulations to you.
Thank you.
A big honor for you, and I guess what went through your mind when you got the letter?
Well, I felt like such a nerd, actually, because it was on a Saturday, and I was at school that morning for my calculus class, and I was rushing home because my dad texted me, and he said that I got my letter, and I was really nervous whenever I opened it.
No, he didn't open it, though.
No, he didn't open it for me. He just texted me and said that my letter came, and I was really nervous to see if I got accepted, and of course I did, but...
Did you scream?
No, I didn't scream.
It was pretty exciting.
Yeah, I was excited.
Okay, Caroline, on your end, where were you that morning? And you're expecting it. And I guess this was the last day that they would send it to you.
Yes, I was actually at the same place Sophie was. I was at my calculus study session, and Sophie got the text from her dad and said that, it was at her house. And I was like, oh my gosh. So I texted Dad, and I was like, I'm pretty sure it's probably at her house. But where I live on Campbellsville Highway, we get our mail from Taylor County. So I didn't get it until quite longer than Sophie did. So I was like riding the Ranger around my house, like basically standing beside the mailbox waiting for that letter to come. And it was so nerve-wracking opening up because it either says, I'm sorry or congratulations. So
when you saw it, your reaction?
It's such an honor, but I was so scared opening it up. And when it finally said congratulations, I was very, very excited.
All right, tell everyone who your parents are.
My parents are Jim and Sharon Reed.
Okay, what goes into just applying for the Governor Scholar Program? What do you have to have accomplished? And I know there are probably certain guidelines.
Well, it's a very prestigious application, very rigorous, and the first things are your GPA. Then you have your ACT score, just a lot of scholar things school-related, and then you have your awards, extracurricular activities, your service. You have to basically write a paragraph for everything you've done, all your achievements. And then at the very end, you have to write an essay. You have 5 topics you can choose from, and you write an essay on that.
Okay. Obviously, anyone who applies, there's probably a guideline that says if my grades aren't so high, I'm not going to get accepted. Those people probably don't apply. What about extracurricular activities? And I'm sure that has to play a lot in what they do because they want well-rounded students. Talk about some of the things you've done outside the classroom that you put on the application.
Well, my application was very, very thick. I'm in Beta Club, volleyball for travel and Marion County. I'm in basically all the clubs at Marion County. With Beta, we do a lot of service projects as well, so I put a lot of that on the application. And then with each club, you have your achievements that come with that and awards that you get from all of those too.
Okay.
So.
All right, Sophie, I guess the same question we asked Caroline. Tell everybody who your parents are.
Tim and Becky Clark.
Okay. Talk about your application process and some of the things that you've done outside the classroom as well.
Well, I'm kind of like Caroline. I'm involved in a lot of clubs and extracurriculars. Well, we're both wearing our student council shirts today. We're both on student council. I'm the secretary of Future Business Leaders of America. In Beta as well. I play tennis. I think that was pretty much.
Okay, I thought you were going to say you think you play tennis, but no
you
didn't.
I do play tennis, okay. Yeah.
All right. The Governor Scholar Program runs 5 or 6 weeks during the summer, and do you pick your college campus that you want to go to, or do they assign that to you? Talk about how long you'll be gone and kind of the process.
Well, they don't actually let you choose which college you attend, but you're allowed to request a date. So since I'm going to be in the Distinguished Young Women program, I requested the first date so that I can attend more of the practices at the end. So if they honor that request, I'll be at Moorhead. And it's 5 weeks, like you said, we'll leave June. It's the middle of June, and there's one family day. You're not allowed to go home or anything like that during the time. You have to leave your cell phone in the dorm room, so you can't like call your parents all the time.
So you can't text and call and I hate this or send money or none of that, huh?
No.
Okay. All right, and like you have to select a program of interest, and what are you? What's your program?
Well, they haven't told us that either. We pick the top three that we would like, and they choose which one we're actually in. The three that I picked were forensic science, mathematical thinking, and medical.
Okay. Is this something you want to do long term in college and study, or is this just something, kind of another extra thing to be interested in?
Well, I haven't really decided what I want to do in college, but I think that those would be things that I would be interested in. I've considered majoring in math, so.
All right, you said you put Moorhead, or you want the first week, which is Moorhead. Is that a school that you've looked at, or you put those dates because of the pageant?
No, I put those because of Distinguished Young Women. I haven't really looked at Moorhead that much, to be honest, but I know I've talked to some people who went last year who went to Moorhead, and they said that they really did enjoy the campus and they really liked it there.
Okay. All right, Caroline, I would assume that you're also going to be in the Distinguished Young Woman program, so did you do the same thing and apply?
Yes, I applied to the Moorhead, which is the first session.
Okay. What areas of interest do you have, and maybe tell us why?
My three areas, I chose forensic science, journalism, mass media, and astronomy.
All right. Both of you mentioned forensic scientists, science. Is this CSI or one of these other TV shows that we've seen, or why that?
Well, I'm not really quite sure, what will be involved in the class, but a lot of my other friends who went previous years said they had a lot of fun with forensic science and everything that was involved with the course, so I think it would be really interesting.
All right, what do you know about Moorhead?
I don't really know a lot about Moorhead. I haven't toured the campus or anything, but I have some family who lives up there, and my uncle and cousins went to that school. So. Okay,
and Senator Jimmy Higdon went to Moorhead. My wife went to Moorhead. She came from New York to go to Moorhead, so you've learned something. All right, let's talk about next year. Let's talk about college. What schools are you looking at, and where would you like to go, and major?
Well, I've toured, so far I've just toured UK and WKU.
Now, your dad went to Eastern. Is that not a consideration?
I'm thinking about it. I'm not really for sure, but I really liked UK's campus and all that they offered. So that's, really on my list. My major is going to I wanted to go, and I originally had a plan of pursuing the medical field and possibly being like a surgeon or something of that nature. But now I'm really interested in journalism, mass media, and majoring in broadcast journalism with a minor in like marketing and sales, and be like a news anchor. All
right, so you went from what your mom does to your dad's part-time job. Is that it?
Yeah, sort of. Actually contacted because I have family who works for like Wave 3 and Channel 11, so hopefully I'm going to do some internships my senior year.
Okay. Along that line, as you looked at those schools, I think Western has a reputation for broadcast journalism. Is that a better one than UK?
Yeah, I like their campus a lot too. Dad keeps on telling me that I need to consider that since they're really big on broadcast journalism. So.
Okay. All right, Sophie, next year, what schools are you looking at?
Oh, that's a really hard question.
Well, it can be hard. I mean, you got to start preparing.
Yeah, I know. I think about it a lot, but I haven't really decided exactly what I want to do. I toured Vanderbilt in February. My dad took me there, and I really did. I really liked that campus. And I've toured UK. It was okay. I liked it as well. If I go in Kentucky, then I would have a lot more scholarships, so I'm considering that too.
All right. When you go to a school like UK, like when I was at Marion County High School, we had 1,000 kids in 3 grades. I'd come from St. A High School that had 100 kids in the whole high school. When you go to a UK as big as it is, does it overwhelm you with the number of people?
Not really. I I would like to go to a bigger school. I think that I would like to go and meet new people and kind of broaden my horizons.
Okay. All right. And I understand one thing, you talked about scholarships, and I know in the Distinguished Young Woman program, obviously with your grades, I'm sure there's going to be scholarships available. What does the Governor Scholar program do for you as far as scholarships to different schools in Kentucky?
Well, I know UK in particular, if you have a 31 on your ACT, which I just got my score back and I do, you get full tuition, so that would be really nice. And then I would have Keys money as well for room and board. And Eastern, I would have a full ride, basically. I'm taking classes online there now, so that would help too.
All right. I think are you taking classes from Eastern online?
Yes.
Okay. And I think I talked to you at the summit, and at the end of this school year or next year, you're going to have how many college hours even before you start?
I believe it was 28, and then next year I'll take several as well.
So you'll basically be a junior in college almost, or I guess no, you'll be a sophomore with all those classes. Do mom and dad give you any incentive, maybe financial incentive, if you'll stay in state and get a free ride? Has that been discussed?
Well, they do. I think my parents they don't like to tell me like exactly what, they don't want to pressure me, but I think that they would like to see me go in state and save money. But I think if I really did have my heart set out of state, then they wouldn't hold me back.
Okay, and when you look at a Vanderbilt, you don't get much better than an institution like that.
Yeah, I really, really liked it.
Okay. All right, Caroline, we're going to put a little more pressure on you. We talked about that, but as you go through the Governor Scholar program, is the possibility of scholarship a reason you do it, or is it just to broaden your horizons?
Well, I really like the aspect, like you said, broaden your horizons. And as I talked to some of my friends who went last year, and you really develop when you go to GSP. They said one of the statements that they made was, when you go home, you're not the same. Your personality, everything is changed. But the scholarships are a great aspect of it, and you get basically full ride to many in-state colleges. So that is a big part of it.
Okay, so if you go to Western, is most of your education paid for?
Yes.
But but it's the honor, I guess, that goes along with it.